Yo, what up? This is your boy Soulo, and as you can see, we in the grass, we in the meadow, staying grounded, type shit. Manifesting, meditating, staying healthy, and staying grounded. Always stay grounded with Mother Earth, with the grass, with the dirt, and you channel your energy differently, and you get to heal in ways that it can benefit you mentally, physically, and spiritually. So it's good to stay grounded on the grass, and I suggest people to do that. People always want to wear shoes and socks type shit. It's not always good to do that because you're not connecting yourself to the earth. So this video is going to be about how we are made out of the same substance as the earth. Your spirit is creating these type of matters, and we live inside of a spirit. Earth is a spirit, and we are spirits living inside of a spirit. The same way you have spirits inside of you, like blood cells creating organs, circulating path, blood flows, path, veins. These are like continents and countries inside of you, the same way we are developing and building continents and countries outside of us. But it's going to play out different inside of us. It's going to be on a lesser conscious scale. It's going to be, those organisms is going to be lesser, but they're still aware and conscious the same way we are. They can't comprehend what we're comprehending right now. So the same way, we have water and blood inside of us, is the same way there's water outside of us, and liquid, and all types of, fluid and shit like that. Air is a fluid, just a less denser version of fluid, and science tells you that too. But I wouldn't suggest getting lost in science because it's deeper than science, and this is spiritual. So you breathe in the air that's outside of you, and this is all connected. The air, travels through your blood, it goes through your brain, circulates around your body, and that's how you sustain yourself in this physical vessel, because we are manifesting it ourselves. We're creating the organs and developing the organs to sustain ourselves within our environment that we share, as within so without type shit. So just like you have your flesh, your physical flesh, when you pass on and die, that becomes the dirt, that becomes the soil, fertilizer, and it adds on to the great spirit. It adds on to the environment. When everything dies, it adds on. If leaves fall off, it adds on to the dirt. It grows bigger. So this is the spirit growing and expanding, and getting bigger. But we're, like I said, if you're lost in some type of religion or science, and you're using your mind for what it's not used for, you're not gonna want to understand it, because you're lost in some type of comfort zone, and already believed what you believed, and it's just deeper than that. So if you're using your mind for what it's not used for, then that cannot be a good thing, when the truth is already, the unknown is already there, the truth is already there, and that's not aligned with it. And if you're not aligning yourself properly, you're not expanding your awareness, you're not understanding how it is. So if you're getting lost in a book or another man's ideology, of how things are, instead of searching it for yourself from within, you're gonna get lost in biases and mental programs, and you might subscribe to that just because you need to get a job and diploma, and and sustain a living because of that. But life goes deeper than that. Life is much deeper than just a diploma, because when you die, that shit disappears, and it's just deeper than that. So you have the ability to go beyond yourself, beyond the programs that limit you, the system that limits you with all these biases and programs. You have the ability to go beyond that. And like I said, if you're in a comfort zone, you probably won't want to do it because you're already comfortable in that desire. And our thoughts and feelings as a spirit is how we are accumulating our experience, our physical experience. So how the world is how we make it. So if people are stuck in desires and dumb shit, greed, money, that's not relatable to the earth or the great spirit, or how we're supposed to do it on humanitarian type of way, then you see the chaos and problems right in front of you. So everybody thinks they got it right. Everybody, are just stuck in a freaking comfort zone type shit. So yeah. And like I said, your flesh is like the dirt, and the grass is like the hair. It grows just like our hair. And that's how you see the same mechanisms that we are creating mentally and physically, which is accumulating physically, is also external outside of you. We all share these components. And science tells you that there's science is pandering by telling you there's things in space that's that have also the same elements and waters, but all these things have been about talking points and nonsense that has nothing to do with searching from within and helping each other in this world, in this planet. So it's a waste of time, and it's pandering, because everybody knows the common knowledge of science. But why is the world the way it is anyways, if everybody think they're right? So it's like people don't have common sense of seeing it in that type of perspective. If everybody has the common knowledge, and if everybody is still rude and retarded against each other and killing each other and don't really love each other like that, then something is wrong. And you're at the same time you're turning a blind eye to corruption and just living in your own little bubble and comfortable. That shit is retarded. That shit is nonsense. That shit never made sense to me. And people need to understand that there's more aware spirits coming into this world. Like, there's nothing new under the sun. So there has always been spirits like me in previous times, trying to tell people this, trying to wake people up, because the world is retarded and not aligned. Everything is synthetic and sick. Everybody has mental illnesses. Well, people don't know any better at the same time. And and we're also trying to tell you, don't get lost in your desires. Don't get lost in what you think feels right. I mean, you gotta understand that you have the power inside of you to go deeper. And if you're scared of the unknown, then shit, the Bible even says it. Fear is a sin. Fear is a motherfucking sin. And I'm not lost in religion either. That shit is, extremely limited. So you have the power inside of you to go deeper and to find your true individuality and to help, help yourself to help others, and not get lost in the ego. Don't get lost in the ego, because ego can be a bitch. So everybody's stuck in an ego. Everybody in this world is stuck in an ego. And, a spiritual ego can be worse, because, it's like the power and the high, it may seem justified, but, it can be very destructive. But yeah, and, salute to everybody that's real, and I'm gonna catch you on to the next one. Peace.